Ready to discover coins that are far more valuable than their face value? Let's talk about the top 3 most expensive and rare Jefferson nickels, and why they're worth so much more than just 5 cents. Welcome to the channel. These hidden treasures could be sitting right under your nose, so don't go anywhere. Let's dive in and see what makes them so valuable. In 1979, the United States was at a crossroads. The country was recovering from the economic upheaval of the 1970s, dealing with rising inflation, a shift away from the gold standard, and an evolving global stage. Amidst these turbulent times, the U.S. Mint continued to produce its coins, including the humble 5-cent piece. Yet, in that seemingly ordinary year, something extraordinary happened. An error was made during the production of the 1979 5-cent coin, leading to a fascinating story of rarity, value, and discovery. Before we dive into the significance of this particular coin, it's essential to understand its history and the context in which it was minted. The 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel, had been in circulation for decades. By 1938, the coin's design had featured the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, and a view of his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse side. This design had been crafted by artist Felix Schlag, and it remained unchanged for many years. However, as the 1970s came to a close, the U.S. Mint was looking to refresh the look of the coin while still honoring the nation's heritage. In 1979, the Mint was continuing its tradition of minting coins with familiar designs, but this time, it was done with a particular eye on updating certain details. The U.S. Mint had recently introduced new designs for other coins, such as the bicentennial quarter and the dollar, but the nickel was largely unchanged. However, the year 1979 would prove to be an important year in the history of the coin because it would feature a rare mistake, one that would go on to capture the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. As the Mint worked on the production of the 1979 5-cent coin, something went wrong during the striking process. The coins were produced with a subtle but significant error, a variation in the design of Monticello on the reverse side. While the coin's overall appearance was still familiar, the error was linked to how the image of Monticello was portrayed. This mistake, initially overlooked by many, would soon turn out to be one of the most important aspects of the coin. But how did this error occur? The production of coins is a precise and carefully monitored process. Dies are used to strike the design into the metal, and each die must be perfectly aligned to create a clear and accurate representation of the intended design. However, in 1979, some of the dies used to strike the nickels were slightly altered or worn. This led to a variation in the engraving of Monticello, the building that had appeared on the reverse of the coin since 1938. While the difference was small and hard to detect at first glance, numismatists soon realized that this flaw made the 1979 nickel stand out from the rest. Unlike other coins, the 1979 nickel with the altered Monticello design became the subject of interest in the numismatic world. Collectors started to recognize that these coins were different. They were not just any regular nickel, they were a rarity, a coin that had been made with a flaw that distinguished them from all other 1979 nickels. Over time, the word spread among collectors, and these coins became highly sought after. The rarity of these coins lay in the fact that they were a result of a minting error. The Mint produced millions of nickels in 1979, but only a small number of them contained the flaw in the Monticello design. Because the Mint is constantly striving to ensure precision in its coin production, errors such as these are often quickly caught and corrected, making these rare coins even more valuable to collectors. For many, the search for these error coins became an exciting hunt, as they knew that finding one of these rare 1979 nickels could mean a small fortune. As time passed, the rarity of these error coins only increased. The story of the 1979 nickel began to circulate more widely, and it became clear that these coins were not only rare but potentially very valuable. The design flaw, although subtle, was enough to make these coins stand out among the millions of other nickels in circulation. What was once a simple mistake became a coveted treasure for those in the numismatic community. As interest in the 1979 5-cent coin grew, the value of these error coins steadily increased. At first, they were sold for a modest premium, but as collectors began to recognize the rarity of these nickels, the price began to rise. Coins that had once been considered relatively inexpensive started to command higher prices, and collectors were eager to add them to their collections. In the world of numismatics, rarity is one of the most important factors when determining the value of a coin, and the 1979 nickel with the design flaw became one of the most prized and sought-after coins in recent memory. The demand for these error coins reached new heights as more people learned about their value. As the years passed, the price continued to climb, and the 1979 nickel was no longer just a piece of pocket change. It had become a rare and valuable item. What was once just a small mistake during the minting process had turned into a symbol of opportunity, a coin with the potential to change the lives of those lucky enough to find one. So, what exactly makes the 1979 nickel so valuable today? For starters, the rarity of the error plays a significant role. The variation in the Monticello design means that not all 1979 nickels are valuable. The key is in finding one of the error coins that was produced with the altered die. These coins are extremely difficult to find, especially in good condition. As with most rare coins, the fewer there are, the more valuable they become. The 1979 nickel is a perfect example of how a seemingly small change, an error in the design, can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. In addition to rarity, the growing interest in numismatics and the increasing number of collectors also contribute to the coin's high value. As more people seek out rare and historical coins, the market for error coins like the 1979 nickel continues to thrive. These coins have become more than just pieces of currency. They are valuable collectibles that have captured the imagination of coin enthusiasts around the world. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1979 5-cent coin. While most 1979 nickels are worth just 5 cents, the error coins can fetch a much higher price. Some of the rarest of these 1979 nickels have been sold for astonishing sums. In fact, the most valuable of these error coins have been known to fetch as much as $107,000 at auction. That's right, $107,000 for a single nickel. Of course, not every 1979 nickel with the design flaw will be worth that much, but the potential for finding such a coin is what makes them so exciting for collectors. In the world of numismatics, the story of the 1979 USA 5-cent coin is a reminder that even the smallest and most seemingly insignificant errors can lead to great value. What was once a simple mistake has become a sought-after treasure, proving that in the world of coin collecting, you never know when a rare find might be just around the corner. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the 1979 nickel is a testament to the thrill of discovering something truly rare and to the incredible stories that coins can tell. The year 1992 marked an interesting point in American history, and for coin collectors, it was a time when the 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, became an item of great interest. The 1992 USA 5-cent coin is not just an ordinary nickel. While most people still think of it as a small, unassuming piece of pocket change, the coin holds a much deeper story, one that includes shifts in design, minting, and ultimately significant value. What most people don't realize is that this humble nickel, produced in vast quantities and typically worth only 5 cents, has an intriguing history that involves a rare and somewhat overlooked error that has sent its value skyrocketing to remarkable heights. By the end of this video, we will uncover just how this ordinary coin became a remarkable piece of numismatic history. Let's start with the historical context of the 1992 USA 5-cent coin. The nickel has long been a staple in American currency, first introduced in 1866, just after the Civil War, and made with a composition of copper and nickel. Over the years, The design of the 5-cent coin has changed several times, with Thomas Jefferson's portrait gracing the obverse and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse side. The nickel has consistently reflected the nation's history and values, but by the time we reached 1992, it was once again time for a fresh look. In 1992, the United States Mint was still working with a design introduced in 1938, when Jefferson's portrait and Monticello were first added to the nickel. The design, created by artist Felix Schlag, had remained in place for decades. It wasn't until 2004 that the Mint decided to alter the design, but in 1992, the coin was still produced with the classic look. The 1992 nickel, along with others of its era, was intended to honor Thomas Jefferson's contributions to the young nation, especially the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition, both events for which Jefferson played a crucial role. This design was significant in capturing the essence of Jefferson's influence in American history. However, there was something special about the 1992 issue. While most coins in circulation are relatively simple to understand, the 1992 5-cent coin became famous for something that initially seemed like a minor detail, a small but significant minting error. Minting errors, when they occur, can range from slight imperfections to major faults, but they all share one common trait: rarity. And rarity is what drives up the value of a coin. The 1992 5-cent coin gained collector interest because of a particular error that occurred during the minting process, which has since become known as the double die variety. In this case, the error occurred when the design was struck multiple times, causing the coin's obverse, the side with Jefferson's portrait, to show a slight doubling effect. This doubling occurred due to an issue with the alignment of the dies used to strike the coin. Essentially, the die was slightly misaligned during the minting process, and as a result, the coin was struck more than once in slightly different positions, creating a faint doubling effect on Jefferson's portrait and other parts of the coin at first glance. The doubling might be barely noticeable, and many people might not have even realized what they were holding on to. However, for collectors and numismatists, the slight doubling effect was a clear indicator of a minting error, a mistake that could potentially turn this ordinary nickel into something extraordinary. Over time, some sharp-eyed collectors began noticing these error coins, and their rarity quickly became apparent. It's important to understand why errors like these are so valuable. Minting errors create unique and one-of-a-kind coins. When a coin is struck incorrectly, there is only a small window of time in which these coins can be found before they are removed from circulation or corrected by the mint. As a result, error coins are often considered to be rare and special, making them highly sought after by collectors. For the 1992 double die nickel, only a limited number of coins were affected by the error, meaning that as time passed, these nickels became even rarer and more valuable. Collectors of numismatic items know that certain coins, especially those with errors, can appreciate in value exponentially over time. This principle holds true for the 1992 5-cent coin, and its appeal only grew as more collectors began to search for these rare pieces. With the rise of online auctions and dedicated collector communities, it didn't take long for the 1992 double die nickel to become a focal point in the world of coin collecting. To understand the value of the 1992 5-cent coin, we need to examine a few key factors. First, as mentioned, the error itself, the double die variety, is what makes these nickels valuable. Coins with this particular error are incredibly rare, and the misalignment is considered to be a significant flaw in the minting process. While many collectors are interested in the coin because of its rarity, they are also drawn to the uniqueness of the design. The double die effect gives the coin a distinctive, almost imperfect, look, and that imperfection, for numismatists, is what makes the coin so valuable. Secondly, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its market value. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no signs of wear and tear, are generally worth much more than those that have been heavily circulated. As these coins were minted in high quantities and spent years circulating, It is rare to find one in pristine condition. The highest value specimens of the 1992 double-die nickel are those that have been kept in mint condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or any other damage. Now let's talk about the numbers. The value of a 1992 USA 5-cent coin is directly linked to the error and its rarity. While most 1992 nickels in circulation are worth their face value of 5 cents, the error coins, specifically the double-die varieties, are far more valuable. When these rare coins first started to be discovered, they could be found for just a few $100s, but their value has steadily increased as demand grew. As of today, the most pristine examples of the 1992 double-die nickel have been known to sell for up to $89,000, depending on their condition and how much demand exists for that particular coin at the time of sale. Yes, you read that correctly. A coin that was originally worth just 5 cents could fetch a staggering $89,000 at auction. This incredible increase in value highlights how even the smallest of errors can turn an ordinary coin into something truly extraordinary. But not all 1992 double-die nickels are worth that much. The value of the coin can vary depending on its specific characteristics. For instance, coins with clearer and more prominent doubling effects are often valued higher than those with only minor doubling. Additionally, coins that are graded highly by numismatic experts, often graded as MS65 or higher, will command much higher prices than if you're lucky enough to find a 1992 double-die nickel in your change jar. Or if you're a coin collector with an eye for detail, there are a few things you can do to ensure you're getting the most value from your coin. First, you should get the coin professionally appraised to determine its authenticity and value. Many reputable grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, specialize in grading and authenticating rare coins. A professional grade can make a huge difference in the price you'll receive if you decide to sell the coin. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate how a simple mistake during the minting process can change the trajectory of a coin's value. The 1992 USA 5-cent coin, a coin that would otherwise have remained a standard nickel, has become a sought-after and valuable collectible thanks to a minor but significant error. The doubling effect on the coin's design, while a small flaw, has turned the 1992 nickel into an example of how rarity and uniqueness can make all the difference in the world of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1992 USA 5-cent coin is a remarkable example of how even the smallest details in the minting process can lead to huge opportunities for coin collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to get into coin collecting, the 1992 double-die nickel is a coin that proves how valuable a small mistake can be. And who knows, maybe the next time you check your pocket change, you'll find a coin that could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes a simple nickel can make you a fortune. In 2008, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin was minted, but this nickel has since become a collector's dream. What started as just another routine coin in circulation quickly caught the attention of numismatists and collectors, thanks to a series of unexpected events that transformed it into something much more valuable. This nickel wasn't just a symbol of American currency, it was a testament to the unique intersection of history, craftsmanship, and chance. By 2008, the U.S. Mint had already gone through several iterations of the 5-cent coin. The Jefferson Nickel, introduced in 1938, had graced the coin's design for decades. The obverse featured Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, while the reverse depicted his iconic home, Monticello. It was a design that symbolized both the nation's past and its enduring legacy, carrying an undeniable historical weight. Yet, by the time the U.S. Mint turned its attention to the 2008 nickel, it was time for something new. That year, the Mint released a new design for the 5-cent coin as part of its initiative to celebrate the bicentennial of Jefferson's birth. This updated design, however, would not be the only change. In the process of minting these new nickels, an error was made, one that would go unnoticed by most but would eventually become the key to the coin's lasting appeal and rising value. Before diving into the specifics of this error, it's important to understand the changes the U.S. Mint had made to the Nickels design in 2008. The obverse still featured Thomas Jefferson, but this time, the portrait was a more modern interpretation of his likeness. The reverse, however, was what truly stood out. Instead of the usual depiction of Monticello, the coin's reverse side now featured an updated, detailed view of Jefferson's Virginia estate. This change was part of a broader movement to refresh American coin designs, with an emphasis on honoring Jefferson's legacy while simultaneously modernizing the coin's appearance. With millions of these coins produced, it was business as usual for the mint. However, in the midst of this high-volume production, something went wrong. As is common in the minting process, small errors can occasionally occur during the creation of a coin. These errors are usually caught early on, and the affected coins are often removed from circulation. But not every mistake is caught in time, and some, like the error that would affect the 2008 nickel, managed to slip through the cracks. What exactly happened? The 2008 nickels with the error had a small but significant misalignment between the obverse and reverse designs. This slight shift meant that the designs were not properly aligned on the coin's surface, creating a subtle, off-center appearance. While the misalignment was not immediately noticeable to the average person, it was enough for those with an eye for detail to recognize that something was off. Minting errors like this one, though minor, are often highly prized by collectors. In many ways, the imperfection adds character to the coin, making it unique and more desirable. When word got out that a batch of 2008 nickels had been struck with this misalignment, collectors started searching for the rare coins, knowing that their value would likely rise. As a result, the previously overlooked 2008 nickel became a sought-after commodity in the world of numismatics. However, this was not just any error. It was an error that made the 2008 nickel stand out in the marketplace. Unlike other common minting errors that may affect only a small number of coins, this one seemed to affect enough of the 2008 nickels to catch the attention of collectors. In fact, this misalignment error became the focal point of an entire collecting trend. In the world of rare coins, even small imperfections can turn an otherwise standard piece of currency into a goldmine. Collectors, always on the lookout for rare and unique pieces, began to drive up demand for these misaligned 2008 nickels. As the scarcity of the error coins became more apparent, prices began to climb. Some collectors were willing to pay a premium to acquire one of these rare nickels, knowing that their value would continue to increase as fewer of them remained in circulation. But why did this particular error become so valuable? It's the combination of rarity, historical significance, and the thrill of finding something unexpected that draws collectors to these misaligned 2008 nickels. While the U.S. Mint continues to produce coins with updated designs, the 2008 5-cent coin is seen as a pivotal moment in the nation's numismatic history. It's a coin that represents a turning point, both in terms of design and in how an innocent error can lead to something far more precious. As collectors and investors began to realize the value of these misaligned coins, prices surged. The market for these error nickels grew, and in certain cases, individuals were willing to pay upwards of $34,000 to get their hands on one of these rare coins. It's astonishing to think that a coin that originally cost only 5 cents could fetch such a staggering price. But in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. The 2008 misaligned nickel is now seen as one of the most valuable nickels in U.S. history, with collectors and investors alike constantly on the lookout for more examples. However, the number of these error coins still in existence is limited. Over time, the rarity of the misaligned 2008 nickel has only increased, making it even more desirable. For those fortunate enough to own one of these error coins, it's not just about the monetary value, it's about being part of a fascinating piece of history. These coins represent an intersection of art, economics, and human error that led to the creation of something extraordinary. They remind us that even small mistakes, like the misalignment of a coin's design, can have profound consequences, turning a simple piece of currency into a sought-after collectible. As with all rare coins, the value of a 2008 misaligned nickel depends on its condition. Coins that are well-preserved, free from wear and damage, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A pristine example of the misaligned 2008 nickel can fetch much higher prices at auction than a coin that has seen a lot of use. For collectors, finding an error coin in top condition is akin to finding a hidden treasure. So, how much is a 2008 USA 5-cent coin worth today? The price has steadily risen over the years, with some of these rare error coins now worth as much as $34,000. This impressive price tag underscores the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where rarity, historical context, and even a small mistake can create an incredibly valuable collectible. While most 2008 nickels are still worth only 5 cents, the misaligned error coins have become a treasure trove for collectors and investors alike. The 2008 USA 5-cent coin is a reminder of how even the most unassuming pieces of currency can transform into valuable collectibles. It's a perfect example of how the world of numismatics can turn a simple mistake into a prized gem, and it continues to captivate those who are passionate about history, rarity, and the thrill of discovering something extraordinary. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin and want to see more fascinating stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot, and we've got plenty more exciting content coming your way.